Hi, thank you for joining me, Wendy Anderson, Just Speed Up Me. So in this video I wanted to talk about failure is the new success. So I think some of you will relate to this because we've been going through a rest and reflection period. So some of us may have had certain agendas that we wanted to achieve or do, like me, a certain amount of subscribers, or it could be I wanted other people, I've wanted to make a certain amount of videos and I might have only made 4, or I've wanted to create this, or I've wanted to create that, or I've wanted to get out more to find the love of my life. It could be absolutely anything. But as you've kind of like been wanting to achieve these goals, you'll have kind of been slipping into kind of like deflection tactics, should we say. And it's kind of like you'll find yourself going, oh, well, you know, I should be doing this, but I'm enjoying this more and this is so much more fun. And part of you will have been beating yourself up for being lazy and being the underachiever, not and being a failure. But what I want to say is that in being the failure, you will have had time. So you will have had time to be more present and do nothing. So being present literally is being in the now and kind of like of nothingness, because the nothingness also contains everything from which we create from. So you will have been present more. And again, this is good practice for being a creator. So we are all learning to take the responsibility for our creations, because we will be making and creating and aiding other civilizations. This is where it's part of the evolution of the universe. So we are learning to be creator beings, or rather we are creator beings, but we are learning to take responsibility for it. So once we create, we let go of something. You know, it's like creating a child. You know, at some point you have to let go of it. You know, you've put your work into the creation of it, and then at some point you right fearlessly, right, I'm letting go, because then you've got to learn to be the creator being child. So again, this is what we are learning to do, to create and let go. So at the moment we are learning to take responsibility for our creations, and we are in the creation stage. So we are the creators of our life at the moment, and we are at the verge of really infusing and bursting a new phase into life. So the new phase will be 2 timelines at the moment, and you know it will increase into multiple timelines. So you will be able to switch into whatever timeline it is that you are choosing to be on. But that's going to take energy. So this is where we are conserving energy. This is where we have given ourselves the time. So if you've been the failure in your external endeavours, then that being in that you've been successful in your internal endeavours. So that is really important right now. So don't beat yourself up if you're feeling a failure in your external endeavours, because it means that you have taken the time to either be on the beach, sunbathing, take time with family, being really doing things that you love. And the energy of creation is love, because it's the highest vibrational frequency there is, and it's the energy we use to create with. So this is why you have instinctively and intrinsically been your true honest self, and you've been a bit lazy and you've been the failure. But in that, you are the successor, you are the victor. So what you've been doing is been clearing old wounds, old timelines. You've been healing, you've been nurturing yourself, you've been working out how to live in new programs, in self-love, rather than giving all your energy away to other people and be absolutely depleted, because then you can't create anything. You've been learning how to be on the path of love rather than on the path of fear, because again, it's kind of like you can't create anything if you are in a fear state. So you've been doing lots of things. So if you're feeling the failure at the moment and you're beating yourself up, this is coming from your left-hand side hemisphere brain. And this is where the ego tends to come from as well. So what we'll be switching as well is we'll be switching to the predominantly the right hemisphere. So this is your creation part of the brain. So left-hand side dominated people tend to be the logical ones, the list creators, the very organized ones. But when we are organized, then you need the chaos to create a little bit. So it's about finding a balance. So, but in this way, you know, the balance is really going to tip, and it's going to become more right hemisphere dominated. So the right hemisphere dominated brain will be a person who's very creative. Other people may say they're in la la land, they're in the imagination a lot. So these are the changes that are going to be made. And a left side hemisphere as well person, I'm afraid to say, may be more dominant, so we'll have more of a tendency to bully. So you know, and we are living in duality, so there are positives and negatives to all. Like I said, you know, the negative side, which it depends how you look at it, from a right hemisphere person will be they're in la la land. So you know, but it depends what perspective you are from. There's nothing wrong with bullying, there's nothing wrong with dominance, because sometimes it has kind of like kept us a little bit protected as well. You've been protectors, so there's also a positive in this as well, but we're all switching to right hemisphere. So if you're very left dominated, then this may feel a little bit stranger for you and a little bit more uncomfortable for you. Or it may not. But have the faith. Have the faith that you're okay. Everything is going to be okay. And the reason why we've been failures in our external is because we've been conserving energy for these timelines that we are creating. So we are really stepping into our creative aspect. So we are creative beings anyway that are multidimensional as human beings, and we have more abilities than a lot of other beings in the universe. So we are very, very fortunate. But we need to take responsibility for our gifts, and this is what we are learning to step into as we are evolving into higher states of consciousness. So timelines. So the body will become more crystalline. So the body is going to be holding more light. You'll be wanting to eat less food, so you won't be as heavy. Eventually as well, you won't need the chemical thing for food, or it will be very little. Some of the new plants that we'll be having that are coming will have bursts of nutrients, so it will be like micro dosages, but the nutrients in it will be very energetic, very high vibrational. So we will obtain more of our energy from the sunlight. So there will be potentially forces that will want to block the sunlight. So what? We will still evolve. We'll be good. We'll be okay. Progress is still moving forward, and we'll always be moving forward. They may slow it, but they can't stop it. So UV, we know what happens with UV scientifically. They put it into water filters because we know that it clears out bacteria, viruses and parasites. So this will have impacts as well on your health. So you won't need the pathogens either, because you'll have taken that time, that beautiful being a failure and that lazy time. You will have taken the time for healing. So when we heal our emotions and old wounds, it means that the pathogens don't need to come up in the body anymore to actually highlight that we've got some stuff that needs shifting and we've got stuff going on. So everything is changing. So we are coming into 4th and 5th density living, and new ways of being. So again, people go, oh my goodness, I need to know what's going to happen in the future. This is where your faith will come in. Have faith. You are a sovereign being. You are safe in every moment because you are creating it, and you are creating from love. If you're in a fear state, you're creating nothing. You can't create. Simple. So you will just stay stagnant and you will just stay where you are. And that's choosing. You know, we have all been given free will, we have all been given choice. So we've all been given the option, do you want to evolve or don't you, basically? And neither is good or bad, right or wrong. It just is. So we will be holding more compassion as well, because we'll be right side dominated rather than left side. And for anyone that may be kind of like doubting what I'm saying, or again, that's ego, because you'll be fearful of what's coming. And time will tell, won't it? Time will tell. But it's all okay and it's all fine. It's all okay. So, so the reason why we've not been doing and being successful in our external endeavours, some of us, is because we've had internal endeavours to work on. So stop beating yourself up. So, talking about success and failure, I just want to say a huge, great big thank you to all of my 29 subscribers. Each and every single one of you for having the ears. I hope that whatever gifts in messages, in love that has been given to me, that I have tried my best to put it into words for you as a gift. So I hope that you have received some gifts and nourishment from it. And I absolutely love and thank you and appreciate you absolutely hugely. Thank you so much. One thing about words as well. So as we evolve as well, we'll not need it. We'll not need them. So we will not vocalize kind of like from the mouth. We will vocalize telepathically. So some of our children are already doing this, crystals, hence their name, crystals. You know, quartz crystals have been using communication processes since Atlantean times. And also now, you know, we have quartz crystals in our mobile phones. So the crystal children are obviously have this name for a reason, and they're already communicating telepathically. If you were to ask a crystal child, they wouldn't think anything different of it, because they've always been able to do it. For them, it just is. It's just a given. It's just that the ego, left-hand side of the brain, has basically just kept it a little bit quiet because of perhaps fear of other people's reactions from this. But crystals can communicate with one another very easily. So I spy's dead easy. If you have a couple of crystal kids, you know, kind of like ask one of them, you know, what you having for tea, but only give me the first letter. The other one will get it straight away. So it can kind of be a bit dull as well in that sense. So it's going to be really interesting times. So as grown-ups as well, that we will be evolving into this gift as well. So you may be having a conversation with somebody and you're thinking, the words are not matching what the body language and what the energy is saying. And it allows you to hold more love for the person, because you know that this person has got some healing. You know that this person, their wounds are so deep and so dark, that in this now of you communicating with them, you know that it's a little bit hard and a little bit difficult for them to actually look at the truth and look at it and get it out and unpack it. So it means that you can hold more heart space for people. So again, this is the chest, and don't get excited. I don't know what will happen, but apparently the heart space is going to expand as well. Whether this means that you're going to get bigger breasticles, I do not know. So whether you're a man or whether you're a woman, I don't know. But I just know that this space here is just going to be more expanded, that you are going to feel the love for yourself hugely. You are going to feel love for other people more. And you are going to feel love for the planet more as well. So there's going to be more earthly connections as well. in that you are connected to all things and have to hold the love of all things, which makes you again the creator being. So that's why you are holding the connection, the compassion and the heart space for all things and other people. So, you know, some new births of life there, some new phases to welcome in. So nothing to fear whatsoever. Some of us have already done this before, so you've already got this. It's just that you've forgotten when you've reincarnated, and you've got the old memory loss, human memory loss when you're born, but you will remember. So I will leave this message with you. I know it's a lot to digest on kind of like being in multiple timelines, on the body changes, on the DNA changes, not speaking to one another but feeling one another. You know, it's a lot to take on board. So I will just leave all of my love with you. Enjoy these times. It's okay to mourn the old as well. It's okay. So if you are feeling a little bit melancholy, that's fine as well. You know, if you feel like I just having, you know, whatever it is that you want to do to feel joyful at the moment, then do it, whether it's spending time with family, whether it's eating a cheeseburger, whether it's kind of like whatever it is that makes you feel happy in the now. It's okay. Don't deny yourself anything. It's all change. In the future, you know, all these things you may just think, no, I'm not enjoying these things anymore. So enjoy them now and enjoy it. Enjoy these times for what they are. You have time. So we may be seeing the new timelines as well as a time frame, as a human time frame, which is always really difficult to convey. We may be seeing new timelines being created maybe around beginning of October time, end of September. So it'll be around, it's always around a new moon phase. So enjoy it. You don't have to do anything. Just be love. Just create joy in as many now moments as you can. Yes, you've still got to earn the cash and be, you know, we still live at the moment, part of us, in a reality world. So yes, part of you still got to kind of like bring in the money at the moment. How this changes and how this is going to come in, because as well money is power for third dimensionality and money is part of the 3D world, so eventually it's going to go out of fashion. So I don't know how this is going to play out, but it's going to play out and I'm going to enjoy participating no matter what comes, and have the faith and just be in love and joy in whatever is coming. So that's why you're a failure. Enjoy the success of your failure. So I will leave my love with you. Enjoy. Take care. Bye.